Hi everyone, this is Ujjwal Singla and nice to see you all again. So, guess what? We have something new to share. Remember the old school days when we forgot to do our homework and what was the universal excuse? Remember? Yes, it was, ma'am, I really did the work, but I forgot the notebook at home. Did you really? We said that as if the teacher was stupid, right? So, what is the major cause of delay? Procrastination most of the time, isn't it? But you don't have to worry. The phrase not on time is inevitably universal. And same goes for the project management domain. So, let's discuss the major causes of project delay in project management. The very first, poor project scheduling. An ill-planned project always sets itself up for failures and delays. The thing is, an efficiently planned project always have everything detailed, like from budgeting to staffing and small processes and every deadline. The thing is that before you start a project, you should know that it is cost efficient, has enough manpower, and can be completed within the parameters that you have set. Also, if you are working on really long projects, be sure that you install some checks and balances in between so that you can check that everything is running smoothly. Lack of cooperation. Delays might occur because the team members are not able to collaborate successfully with the help of cooperative efforts, especially when the deadlines are approaching. If one member misses a deadline, it sets the stage for other members to miss their deadlines as well, just like a dominoes effect, right? So, make explicit roles and responsibilities of the team members a non negotiable part of the project. Changing cost structures. It might be really difficult and might cause some delays if you have already started the project and you find out that you have miscalculated your budget or the cost of materials or the suppliers have escalated while you are working on the project. This might be really difficult because what will you do now? You either have to scale down the scope of your project or find new fundings to accommodate the modifications. This might be difficult as the stakeholders and the sponsors might not feel that it is their obligation to work on those requirements. When this happens, improper requirements arise frequently. It is really important for the stakeholders and the sponsors to make sure that the project manager understands what is required and anticipated from the project. After the stakeholders and sponsors have done their task, it is project manager's job to estimate the project requirements accurately. He defines the project requirements, goals, and objectives and make sure that the team understands what they are. If this process fails, the project will be delayed definitely. A pro tip: overestimate the expenses while planning a project so that you can accommodate unplanned charges. Inadequate resources. Inadequate human and material resources is one of the major reasons cited for project delays. Both personnel and material are needed to finish a project and are really important to complete it on time. If either one of them is inefficient, it is really difficult to be on schedule. It is the task of project manager to decide whether the personnel on the team are sufficient enough to complete the project on schedule. Most of the time there are fewer personnel and the time frame is really short. According to PMI, 22% of the projects fail due to lack of human capital. Other times, there isn't enough money to buy the material to complete the project. In addition, if the resources are not sufficient in respect to the scope of the project, it gets postponed. This determines that if we compare the resources available to the time scale, budget, and scope of the project, we can estimate if the resources are adequate. If the test results are negative, the project will most likely delay. Had a journey back to school yet? I bet that was a really good time. Had some reels going on, right? So let me ask you a question. What was your favorite subject at school? Comment it down. Heading on, client changes. During the course of project, the client might request you some changes that will surely throw off your schedule. If he wants to change the scope of a project by adding or removing some elements or by changing any other factor, you will have to update your plan and your deadline. To avoid the situation, make the consumer sign off on proper and thorough contractual based description of the project before you begin. Also, To accommodate the client changes, build in safety nets for yourself, like price hikes or monetary time delay penalties. Overly optimistic schedules. Overly optimistic schedules put a lot of strain on the team members. The team members try to achieve impossible deadlines. These tries lead to shoddy work and more errors, which obviously lead to more delays. The urge to complete a project faster can be motivated by strategic consideration. Nevertheless, if it is not viable, it should not be done. Because due to this, the project will not move faster and the end product will also suffer due to this. Too many reasons for delays, right? Well, it's not like you cannot overcome them. For you, we have Love, Empathy and Project Management, a book that teaches us about management through real life scenarios, storytelling and visual representations. It's a really good read. Go check it out. The link is in the description. Another cause can be outside influence. From time to time, projects are delayed due to factors that are not in our hand. For example, inclement weather that can always delay a construction work. Also, a product launch can be delayed due to a late supply, right? So it is really important that you have contingency plans whenever possible in a project, so that if there is any delay or an error, you can always go back to your backup to keep things focused, on track and on schedule. And lastly, unengaged project stakeholders and sponsors. The most common cause of project delays is the lack of participation and communication between the project personnel, stakeholders and sponsors. Many times, important project documentations are not communicated to the stakeholders and the sponsors in a timely manner. This prevents them from reviewing the project actions. They may not find it accurate afterwards when they find out about something that happened weeks ago. Talking about the IT sector specifically, any program can be blamed for being incorrect at any time, or a single component is not working or perhaps is not built as the way it was intended. So the project is delayed because the problem must be resolved and the work must be restarted from the beginning. When project stakeholders and sponsors are left uninvolved, these problems occur. Miscommunication or delayed communication happened due to the absence of representative between the project team and project sponsors and stakeholders, causing the project to be delayed. With this, we come to an end. I hope you liked the video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Signing off, this was Ujjwal Singla.